We're down in the Mamertine prison, right here on the edge of the forum. So we are in a dungeon. And this is damp and dark, and you can see where right here through this hole in the ceiling is where the prisoners were let down. This may very well be Paul's final prison before his martyrdom, before his execution on the 3rd mile marker on the Ostian Way. Paul was here most likely as a death row prisoner of Nero. And it would be from here that he wrote his final words. And probably of all the words he wrote, 2 Timothy 4, verses 7 and 8 are the most moving that I'd like to share with you. He said this, "The time of my departure is at hand. I have fought the good fight. I have finished the course. I have kept the faith. Therefore the Lord, the righteous judge, will give me to that day the crown of righteousness, and not to me only," he said, "but also unto all those that love his appearing." It's very moving to be down here and to think of how Paul looked at life. He looked at his life as an offering. He said, "The time of my departure has come." It's almost like he was a boat that was tied up on the dock, and for him, martyrdom was unloosing the rope and sailing onto a cruise, the greatest cruise of his life. What he said is, life is like a fight. I've fought the good fight. Actually, Paul said, I've resisted the evil one. I've wrestled against the kingdom of darkness, my whole ministry. And he says, I've finished the race. Like we saw, do you remember at Domitian's stadium, that agonizing race that was run and you wanted to finish the course? Paul said, I've finished the course. I have kept the faith. Paul said, there's a crown for me, the great and mighty Apostle Paul, but not for me only. You don't have to be like Paul, planting churches everywhere in the world and being stoned and beaten and shipwrecked. He said, you just have to love his appearing. My question to you today is, do you look on life like the Apostle Paul did, like it's an offering? He said, I'm like a drink offering being poured out, irrecoverably given as an offering to the Lord. What are you giving to the Lord you can't recover? Are you giving him your treasures, your time, your attention, the best years of your life? That's an offering we can give him. Paul also looked at life as an investment in others. 2 Timothy chapter 2, he said, my whole life has been about investing in others, passing on to faithful servants of the Lord the truth of God. Are you pouring out your life? Are you investing in others? Right here in the Mamertine dungeon, right here in Rome, right off the forum, right here where Paul probably wrote 2 Timothy chapter 4. We're studying the life and letters of Paul, but this is the conclusion. This is the last stop. This is where Paul graduated to heaven and declares to us, we can get the same reward. All we have to do is long for Jesus Christ's return. Love him, look for his return. I encourage you, as we go through this chapter in this study, that you see all of Paul's little indicators of the way that we can live in a life that lasts forever. And that you'll remember, he wrote probably 2 Timothy right here. And this is where he was, just before they led him out and graduated him to heaven. Fight the good fight, finish the course, keep the faith, and look forward to the crown.